Hey guys,
Hi.
welcome to our back porch.
We have some new herbs.
We do have some new herbs. That is one of the few things that, or lots of things that we've been doing over the past couple months. It's been a really hectic past couple months actually. And we've been putting out videos, but I feel like there's been a lot of footage that we've gathered from all kinds of things that have been going on. Decided to put them together in this video.
Yeah, and to bridge in the gaps and sort of tell a story. Yeah, our life has been really crazy, and we've had a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, which we have been recording.
Finally got connected to city sewer, which finally allowed us to get our certificate of occupancy, and so we are officially official. Cheers to that. So, without further ado, here is some footage on our city sewer connection.
Good morning, friends. It is super early here. It's a Saturday morning and we're really excited because finally our city sewer is starting to get connected. So if you don't remember, we have been living in a small town in the mountains called Bryson City. We moved into our home and we have been doing a ton of construction. We constructed two apartment suites in our home below us, and the last pivotal piece that will basically make sure that we can open for business and host people here and additionally refinance our home is connecting to city sewer. This has been a long time coming. We're so excited because it's really been the one piece that's not really in our control timing wise. So the fact that it's happening today and those first steps are really here, it's genuinely been about 2 years of conversation back and forth, permitting, sanity, and it's really exciting that it's finally happening. So we'll show you guys.
Couldn't appreciate you more. I knew. Watch your fingers. Man, that was a pain in the ass. So
More for you than me. I feel like you really carried the load on that one.
there was actually something that happened first thing in the morning. So the guys, first of all, Rob Hyatt, if you're ever watching this, thank you so much for hooking us up.
We owe you.
And that being said, so it was a huge operation, as you saw there on the video, but the guys were doing their thing, and I don't know anything about the city sewer connection, but I had been discussing the plans with the engineer and the DOT and the town for 2 years now, so I was pretty familiar with like where the road was supposed to be cut. And I remember right before I walked out, I looked through the window and I was just like, that angle just seems off. And I won't bore you with details, but essentially had we gone with that angle, we would have needed to get 2 additional manholes, which are not cheap. the old plans were being used, and thank God I decided to go outside that day and talk to them, because there's still lines on the road that show the cut.
The wrong cut.
The wrong cut that was initially done until we got switched. So lo and behold, somebody that doesn't know anything about connecting to city sewer or piping.
Saved the day.
I saved the day a little bit.
You did. Yeah, so our in other words, our journey revitalizing this mountain home and really developing it continues as usual. And you know, I remember when we first bought our house that my dad told me that you're always going to be doing something on your house, and sure enough, my dad to this day is still doing stuff on his house. And because I really do see properties like that, I see them as living, breathing things that evolve over time. So
yeah, even if it's just seasonal decorations to connecting to city sewer and everything in between. So
we're finally done. Woo! And I've had these on our fridge, and I'm such a list girl that Jaime left them for me so that I can cross them off. So we're gonna do it together.
I know how much you like to cross stuff out,
babe. I do. I love it. Done. Finish the door frame in the foyer. Finished. Form, secure, and build the wood stair. Move the vent for washer dryer. Water, doors. Oh my God.
We did so much.
We did so much. And now I'm gonna throw this paper away.
And I think you deserve a drink for that one.
So I worked really hard.
High five.
High five. Outside our window. Doggos freaking out. What's up? What is it? Oh, I'm stressed out.
Right, so if you guys also saw our live, and I don't have any footage of this because our friends were over, our YouTube was deleted by YouTube, which really stunk. And I have to say it was not a great experience because we didn't get a whole lot of concrete reasons why. And they started sending you like a boilerplate letter that's it's very vague, and it gives you like a bucket of what could have been wrong with your channel. And then when we looked that up, there was so many things in that category,
including scamming, deceiving
people on like voting and like all these kind of like things we don't even talk about.
Having commercials and I don't know. It was just all this stuff that we don't do any of.
Obviously.
We don't have sponsors. We don't sell anything. So
to be clear,
this is not an ad.
This is not an ad. We're not sponsored by anybody.
I guess we're kind of selling mountain life.
We're selling,
but we're not going to make any money off of that. I don't
we're sponsoring ourselves.
Exactly.
we're sponsoring ourselves.
Greene Home, sponsored by the Greene Home.
Yeah, and they're such lovely people. The people who sponsor us.
They're really nice, hard workers.
That
being said, it was a very big emotional roller coaster because we've both, and Chris especially, poured so much energy and love into this channel that to have it just ripped away like that, it was really, detrimental. That, and again, so this all happened in one very emotional day, and by the next morning, YouTube was like, oh yeah,
my bad.
Sorry, here's your channel. So all in all, it was 24 hours. We could have just expected that, this is a mistake, YouTube's gonna give their channel back, and wouldn't have been emotional. The next day we'd have their channel back, be like, see, of course, everybody makes mistakes, back to that. But it was the first time that this has happened to us, and we were just like, we're so small, YouTube's not gonna know, there's gonna be robots reading this email and no one's gonna get back to us, we're not gonna have a channel again, we gotta start from scratch, just obviously on the worst case scenario side of things. And sometimes that happens when we get emotional about stuff that we care about. So
just to say, there was a lot of stress going on in our lives that made this YouTube channel being wrongfully deleted hurt especially more. So there was a lot going on.
It was a
in our
log
defense.
that broke the camel's back.
Yes, correct. In that, one really positive thing that came out of it was, number one, now we know how much we really appreciate this channel and all of you guys so much. So we created a newsletter, and we're gonna link it below if you would like to keep in touch with us.
I've always wanted to do that.
It's in the caption. You're pointing at the perfect place.
Okay.
Newsletter, it's not just going to be about announcing new videos as they come out, because obviously we would love for you to subscribe, and by subscribing, that already happens. So we're gonna have some added value in this newsletter. Obviously, when our Airbnb suites are ready to be rented, we'll share specials on that for those of you that want to come and stay because you've been listening. So we would love to connect with you guys in a different way and be able to talk with you guys in case this channel explodes. That's it.
We make videos, and this one's a perfect example of the fact that we really can't fit all the stuff that we do or want to share into videos all the time, because it just might not make sense for video. So some of those things will end up on the newsletter, and then you come visit Bryson City with a little bit more insight than anybody else.
Hey everybody, I just got to the top of Lonesome Pine Overlook. It took me about an hour and 20 minutes to get up here. I had to stop 4 times, a third of which I almost puked. I made it, and let me show you guys what this is about. While I'm up here, I wanted to make some declarations because I get into these spurts where I work out every day almost, and I get into really good shape and I'm eating right, and then the slightest thing can happen, even just having a visit from some friends and for a weekend, and I get knocked off of my routine so easily. So that happened about, it's got to be probably 8 weeks ago, maybe even longer than that. And I had been working out diligently for about 6 weeks, but then, just got knocked off of my routine. And the minute 2 days go by, I'm like, oh, what's a third day? And then that turns into a week, and that turns into 2 weeks. And here I am 2 months later, and this is my first day of physical activity. I decided to make it the hike up to Lonesome Pine because it's a really, really tough hike. And the last time I did this hike, I was probably about 15 or so pounds lighter and in much better shape. So this was almost a shock to the system in order to show me how much I need to kick it into gear. So I'm declaring that starting today, I'm getting back into a legitimate exercise routine, 5 days a week minimum, and I'm going to be nourishing my body with good food. I'm going to drastically reduce the amount of alcohol that I consume and sugars as well. And making that declaration here at the top of Lonesome Pine in Bryson City, North Carolina. Cheers. This feels like being on top of the world, people. And right around here is Bryson City. I don't know if I could point to my house, but it's in that cluster somewhere.
If you saw Chris looking down, she keeps a notebook with a bunch of notes, and it's adorable. So one of the things that we did while these past, 2 months of hecticness were going on, we decided we wanted to take a little vacation. And really, everything, money and time, was all tied up being here at the house, connecting to city sewer, doing some other projects that we were doing around the house. So the vacation was to the large unit downstairs, the Sunrise Suite, which, you know, we kind of thought, let's just pack as if we were going to stay at an Airbnb somewhere. And that's exactly what we did. And we just walked our happy asses down to the basement and
had ourselves a little staycation.
Yeah, we checked in, you know, we
Great hosts.
very good, you know,
Great
I have to
hosts.
say. They're
Again, this is not sponsored, but if it were, we'd really love to work with those people.
they're amazing and incredibly good
Such
looking.
hard workers, too.
But it was a lot of fun actually, and you know, at first it was really difficult for me to turn off my analytical brain because looking around and the paint's missing there, and oh my god, that's chipped, we got to replace that, and this thing. There was a lot of that going on, which, you know, I think in retrospect most of it is actually perfectly fine.
I would be talking to him, and you know, like one of my favorite things to do when I go to any Airbnb or stay is to sort of like daydream, and that's one of my favorite parts about taking vacation, is that being in a new environment, it really allows all these ideas and perspective to like come to the surface. So I bring a notebook and I try to think about all these things that I want to create in our life, and that's like really what I get like the joy in traveling. So I wanted to do that in our space because like obviously that's something that we want to facilitate for people, because it's just such a beautiful thing to take back to your life and then create something new. We're really passionate about travel. But so we're there and we're talking, we're trying to like get into it, and Jaime's just like, I can tell, checklisting. But one thing that I also learned from staying down there, like you're always going to look at something that you do in your life and you're gonna have such discerning eyes, you know, you're always gonna think it needs to be absolutely perfect. And if it's one thing that keeps coming up in my life, and I think in our space over and over again, it's that like it just doesn't need to be fucking perfect.
After having stayed there, I definitely, if I saw the place in Airbnb, I would choose it. I would definitely choose it. And
we keep saying we want to travel, and yet we keep doing things like getting other dogs and living beings that like really keep us here. So.
yeah, we need somebody that is willing to house sit, dog sit, and flower and plant sit,
Call
if you
us.
will. Yeah.
Message us.
Message.
If someone gets that reference, let us know. You're super awesome.
Look at these two cutie pies right here. 3 cutie pies.
Who'd you forget?
I forgot Bo. She was mostly hidden.
Good answer.
So we've come down to spend 2 nights at our Sunrise Suite. And knew it was gonna happen. She wanted to catch my video. Anyways, we're here enjoying it for the first hour or so, and I just want to point out how ridiculous of a position.
This gigantic dog.
Both dogs, like, this is a small couch, you
Yeah.
know? This unit is meant for 2 people, and it has some little love seat in it, but our dogs can't possibly be away from us long enough. It's actually quite ridiculous, especially in Mia's case, because this is the worst position ever. But even Bo just taking a tiny little corner.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all I wanted to share.
If you made it this far in today's Green Home video, there are some other videos that we'd love to share with you. So if you are curious about hikes in Bryson City, in and around Bryson City, there's a really, really awesome hike to a beautiful waterfall, and you can check that video out right here.
Yeah, not a lot of people know about that one, and it is probably one of the most stunning ones we've ever seen, so it's totally worth watching it. And if you're into the fixing of our mountain home, we have a before and after, which basically includes like how we got this house, everything we've done to remodel the portion that we live in, as well as build out the 2 suites from scratch. So it's a really cool time-lapse video of like all the work that we've been doing, and we're really proud of it. So if you like one of those good before and afters, like, that'll be here.
And there's a little surprise at the end of that video.
It is. Yeah, it is worth making it to the end. Please subscribe. We'd love to have you.
And comment. So comments are our absolute favorite. We live for
read
those.
them. Yeah, we take our time. We really respond thoughtfully. So
Yeah, and it's just fun. You know, like we appreciate that people are watching this and that people are enjoying it, and questions that you might have about living in Bryson City, North Carolina, or just, you know, want to give us a virtual high five for all the work we've done to this place.
we deserve it. I'll give you a high five.